What the fuck is that fucking thing?
What the fuck? Hello?
What? Chill.
Scary.
Yo, I'm gonna check his vibe. What are you?
Yeah, what are you?
Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto every day. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about a very interesting lawsuit involving XRP, Ripple, and MoneyGram. Could their massive partnership be kaput due to this lawsuit? And of course, we will cover XRP's price action because did this lawsuit dump price? I've also got some market updates for you guys as I'm starting to see a little bit of weakness with Bitcoin at $50,000. So we're going to go ahead and analyze if in fact Bitcoin can break this $50,000 resistance area, and I will be 100% wrong, eat my words, on my $38,000 target. Anyways, happy Taco Tuesday. Support your small local businesses, especially your Mexican restaurants, because they make the best tacos. But let's get into it. This is great news if you are in New York. So my buddy E-Dog went ahead and put me on game to this particular tweet from Coinbase because I generally do not pay attention to Coinbase because, I prefer Voyager. Anyways, this tweet is big for New York residents because Coinbase stated that you can now trade Aave, Balancer, Band Protocol, Bancor, Compound, The Graph, which I have a moon bag of, Loopring, Maker, Ren, Synthetics, Uniswap, the Wrapped Bitcoin, and Yearn Finance. And this is available for folks using Coinbase in New York. And as you know, a lot of folks in New York do not necessarily have access to trade a lot of cryptocurrencies because they are the toughest state. Anyways, let's go ahead and chart. Which one should we chart? Let's go ahead and chart Aave because I've got bids set for that and I want to purchase more Aave. This is the Aave daily chart, and we're using CoinTrader Pro, which is a free charting platform, and price action is looking absolutely beautiful. I had my bids set in this $300 area, and I actually was able to pick up a little bit of Aave here, and then I had some sit here for $250. Unfortunately, that didn't get hit, but it's part of the game, and I use limit orders because I like to control my risk. Anyways, we're seeing Aave balance perfectly on the EMA 30, the EMA 9, and we are above the EMA 21. We tested this upper swing high here at $410, and if we continue to keep this momentum up like MACD is suggesting, we will break. Our next target would be anywhere between 447 and about 456. Yes, it's not too big of a gain, but at the same time, if you've got enough Aave or you are using leverage, this is a pretty decent play. However, I would keep in mind and keep into consideration these supports here at 379. Taking a look at our 4-hour chart, let's see if we get some confluence. Chart is looking good. We're starting to see a lot of heavy pullbacks, or not necessarily pullbacks, but resistances at upper supports. And I'll show you upper resistances. And I will show you this when we chart Bitcoin because we're seeing a similar pattern. Again, I would pay attention to this area at about 379 to 371. But if Aave does what the daily and the 4 hours showing it should do, we should go ahead and snap above and get to about 454 to about 481. Shout out to all of my Latin American subscribers. I appreciate and I support you guys all. And I just wanted to kind of highlight this story coming from Decrypt about folks in Latin America, because this is actually extremely bullish for cryptocurrency and Latin America. And a lot of people do not pay attention to what's going on in Latin America. I do because I think y'all matter. And this is a pretty cool story. So Visa, 25% of Latin Americans want to pay with cryptocurrencies. CV changed this is what they are saying. I like to call it stupid 19. But anyways, so this survey was done by Brazilian media, and some stats from the article about the adoption of cryptocurrency or people wanting to utilize cryptocurrency for payments is that 25% of Latin Americans want to pay with crypto if given the opportunity, which makes sense because a lot of people have access to cell phones. And it all makes sense. Due to the lockdown, 78% of consumers expect to pay with new forms of money, digital cash, i.e. cryptocurrency, and 58% already currently use payments utilizing social networks like Venmo and PayPal and different stuff like that. So why can't they go ahead and use cryptocurrency and even use stable coins for this? Heck, if you are in Latin America and watching this and you are interested in earning some passive income, you get your money, you convert it into a stable coin, and you can leave it on a platform like Voyager and earn some passive income that way. That's what I've been doing, and stable coins generally have the highest amount of interest given back. So that's just a little tip and trick that I like to do, but either way, this is very exciting for Latin America, and I'm hoping to see some of you guys start to use more cryptocurrency and fall down that rabbit hole. This next story is pretty big for Ethereum. Canadian Bitcoin ETF issuer Evolve plans for Ethereum ETF. This story is from Decrypt. The reason why this is so important is a lot of people are getting nervous about Ethereum's price action, and they're kind of thinking because there's so many other competitors in the market that Ethereum might not make it. But with this ETF, if this ends up happening and coming to fruition, this is a positive thing for Ethereum. Let's go chart it now. This is our Ethereum chart. And again, you guys, we created some resistance here at about 1573. However, Market Cipher just printed a green dot on the daily chart. That's looking a little bit decent to me. I may consider reopening my Ethereum long. Now, taking a look at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart just printed a sell signal. So we're not seeing confluence between the two charts. So this is a fib area here at about 1472. Let's go ahead and zoom in so we can see. And it is at the 0.786 area, which that's fine. So what I'm thinking is going to happen, I'm thinking that we're going to be heavily testing this area at about 1469. There is a possibility we can break just because I'm seeing some momentum and some bearish indicators regarding Market Cipher. And also too, we've created a pretty strong area of resistance at 1572. So I'm going to expect another retest for 1472. If we break, I would look probably closer to 1424 than I would to 1370. However, I think that this may be a quick drop, which I'm hoping for because the daily is still looking pretty bullish. And I think once we kind of bottom out, we're going to see a similar, hopefully we'll see a pattern like this to where we have some struggle here, a drop, hopefully bottom out here at 1425 up, and then we can go ahead and actually tackle 1622. Again, this is the daily chart. This scenario would take a while to play into, but today I'm expecting a little bit more of a drop, minimum to 1468, unless we magically rebound. The story you have been waiting for. MoneyGram hit with class action lawsuit over Ripple partnership. Payments company MoneyGram is facing a class action lawsuit for alleged misrepresentation of its partnership with Ripple Labs and the legal status of XRP token. So they are being sued. MoneyGram is, and this is not good news. This is really, really bad. However, generally what happens with lawsuits is folks settle. We saw Tether and Bitfinex settle with the SEC, so I'm hoping that MoneyGram is able to do the same thing. However, MoneyGram's not going to be really happy about having to pay money for this, and they might just say, screw it, I am done with crypto, because this is a headache and it is going to be costly. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the facts here. And this is all going to be directly from the article. And this quote here. The class action lawsuit was filed on March 1st by Rosen Law Firm on behalf of MoneyGram's investors who purchased shares in the company between June 17th, 2019 and February 22nd of 2021. So it was by folks, traditional finance folks, which is kind of interesting to me. And it is a New York firm suing, which makes sense because New York is the toughest state. So the SEC currently sees XRP as an unregistered security. And MoneyGram got $38 million in market development fees from Ripple, and that was 15% of their earnings, which is a lot of money if you kind of think about it. So they entered into a partnership, and MoneyGram did in fact use Ripple's cross-border payment tech that essentially leveraged XRP. So that's how this lawsuit fits into play. So my thoughts about this, MoneyGram's probably pissed. The traditional finance folks don't want to lose, and they're probably very nervous because traditional finance, the way that they take a look at deciding whether they want to invest in something is generally more from a fundamental standpoint. They look at balance sheets, earnings reports, lawsuits, different things like that. So they probably use that lawsuit to go ahead and push this, and they have a chance of winning. MoneyGram will end up settling, but I'm not sure if MoneyGram's going to want to continue to utilize Ripple's technology because of this lawsuit. Maybe they don't want to deal with more lawsuits in the future. Either way, comment your thoughts below and let me know what you think. Let's chart XRP and then we'll get into Bitcoin. Here is our XRP chart, guys. Let's talk about what's happening. So on Sunday, February 28th, we talked about a drop to this area at about 39 cents, which ended up playing out. And I anticipated us to break support at 40 cents, possibly touch about 35 cents, and then move up. Some important things to notice was we're getting a top created here, resistance created at about 44 cents, closer to 45 cents, and it's added with heavy resistance with the EMA 21, EMA 30, and the EMA 9. So it's looking like we're going to go ahead and test the EMA 100 here at about 40 cents. Will it hold? Well, we've got strong support with the EMA 100, but market is looking a little bit shaky. We're starting to see a lot of different altcoins with the similar setups due to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is struggling at $50,000. So let's take a look at the 4 hour. Let me see if I can see some confluence. 4 hours telling me that we are going to continue to dump, and I would definitely anticipate 40 cents. Again, 40 cents breaks and the 4 hour chart is actually looking not so nice here. I would consider looking at about 35 cents for a drop. We would probably stop about here at this wick, which is about 38 cents, but then I would look to 35 cents. Again, this is going to be the 4 hour chart. It's going to take a little bit of time to play out. But going back to the daily chart is not looking too hot. And unless we get some insane volume coming in, buyers coming in and stepping up to buy, I would need to actually see 47 cents flipped into support. And then from there, I would say probably about 52 cents. Either way, I'm giving you two scenarios for this, and I would be cautious. All right, guys, let's talk about Bitcoin and what she is doing. Daily chart market cipher printed a green long signal, which fantastic, but it really doesn't match up with some of the price action that we are seeing. So do I trust market cipher or do I trust my technical analysis? Either way, I like to use market cipher for confluence. Let's take a look at the 4 hour chart. 4 hour chart just printed a red dot. That is bearish. So what I'm going to say for Bitcoin after looking at the daily and the 4 hour, I think that we're going to have a bit of a drop. It's looking like we're testing some heavy resistance here, or excuse me, support here at about 47.5. And I think we may go ahead and revisit $45,000. Zooming out, I went ahead and drew a trend line. I used this swing low wick here with this swing low wick over here, and just to kind of see what was going on. I think that bottom support would be about 45,000, even possibly 45,000. If we did break, we would probably graze this trend line at about 44.2. But I'm going to give you a bullish scenario as well. A bullish scenario indicated by the daily on market cipher would be for us to go ahead and flip $50,000. For me to be bullish, I need to see a flip of $50,000, and then we can continue to climb up and kiss all of these resistance areas, flip them into support. But right now, I'm going to tend to be a little bit more conservative and think that we're going to go ahead and test about $45,000 again. $45,000 is going to be a critical area. I know I talked about $38,000, and some of you guys like, Wendy, you don't know what you're talking about. I wouldn't rule $38,000 yet until we can get a very, very nice close and break above $50,000. Another scenario here is that we consolidate between $49,700 to about $45,000. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.